Hello friends, welcome to Apex Chess Academy. I am FIDE instructor Hemal Thanki. Today's our topic is when to push your king set pawns part 2. In first part we have seen my game where I pushed g4, f4 and try to finish on that side. Today we'll see the second game in the same spirit. Okay, today's game is between Ramesh Krishnan versus Alexandro Alexic. Alexandro Alexic is such a wonderful player. He's a very strong grandmaster. And today, let's start with first move. Okay, if you want to see this video in a game format, you can visit my website apexchess.academy. Okay, d4, d5, knight f3, knight f6, c4, e6, and this position is known as QG, Queen's Gambit decline. Knight c3, bishop b4. And now here there are lots of lines, bishop g5 or e3 or bishop d2 or even queen a4. But I like the move queen to a4 because ideally it is good for black to play on a queen side because his pawn structure is going towards that side, and even white is also aiming for the same because white's pawn chain is also going towards the queen side. So basically this queen to a4 move actually disturbs black's normal idea to play c5 because after this queen to a4 check we are actually winning this bishop, so we are forcing white to play knight to c6, and that's why I like this move. And now if black wants to improve his light square bishop, black has to take on c4 and play e5. This is what the normal idea is. Okay, now white played e3, so still bishop g5 is also possible, but okay, white played e3. Now short castle, bishop d3, a normal development move, a6, and now short castle. And here black must play dc4, bishop to c4 and bishop d6 with the idea of e5 to improve the last undeveloped piece on c8. This is what white should try. Black should try. But instead of that, uh, instead of dc4, black immediately played bishop to d6, and I think this is the mistake as black. And now white has played a beautiful game and just crossed black like anything. Here, after bishop to d6, white played c5, just gaining space on queen side, which looks very ideal according to this pawn chain because it's going towards the queen side. So now bishop to e7, and now white pushed further, gaining further space by pushing his pawns on queen side with b4. Now rook to b8, and now before deciding about his queen, it is necessary to give support to this b4 pawn by playing a3. Okay, now black played rook to e8, and white bring his queen back to c2. Okay, so now black played h6, which looks normal, and now if you see this position carefully, you see black has all this piece stuck behind his pawns. So black's position is very passive, and black need to open his position either with e5 break or b6 break. In both the cases, even after say b6, black has to take on c5, or if black goes for e5 in future, in both the cases we need our bishop on b2, and that's why here white played bishop to b2. In fact, okay, I just like to tell that here in this tournament actually Ram's rating was 2152, but his strength is very good, and he has almost probably 7 IEM norms. So his peak rating is also around 2390. So okay, in this particular tournament, his rating was quite low as compared to his strength, but his strength is really very good. Okay, so here he played bishop to b2 and opponent played b6. Okay, so next move, okay, white should not react, of course, and whenever black takes on c5 and say dc5, white will simply improve his last piece on b2, which is right now behind his pawn chain. And after say bc5 and dc5, the d4 square is available. So white can use that d4 square for the knights too. So here white played knight to e2, a beautiful move because white knew that after without taking on c5, black cannot improve his pieces. So it's necessary to take on c5, and after dc5, bishop on b2 becomes a rock solid piece, and this knight is also going to jump on d4. So okay, black played bishop to b7 and knight e d4. After knight e d4, white played bishop into d4. Now bishop into d4 is I think the only trap, because if black goes for e d5, then his bishop on b2 remains blocked, and knight into d4 allows e5. So bishop into d4 looks normal, and now black played c6. So maybe still the better try should be knight e4, but still after knight e5, white retains advantage. Okay, here black played c6, and here you can pause the video and try to find out the best move as white. Okay, so here now you can see okay, the player again who has seen my previous video on types of center, they knew that this center is actually not closed, but black cannot push any of the pawn because of strong pieces in the center, and that's why this center is not closed, but it we can say it's a type of closed because, just because of pieces, right? So here after knight to e5, white has a very strong blockade, very strong blockade in the center, and so we can consider the center as a closed center just because of very strong pieces in the center. So after knight to e5 and a5, so here white has few choices. White can continue with b5 here, and after takes just c6 followed by just c7 is coming next, and this is also winning. And if say b after b5, black plays something else like rook c8, white has already achieved b5 and gradually pushes queenside pawns, and this is also winning. But here instead of b5 playing on queenside, white choose another way. This is what our topic is. Yes, pushing the pawns on king side. So because center is closed, white played f4, a beautiful move. So white is threatening g4 by playing this f4 move, and g4 g5 is coming next. And you see, black has all pieces behind this pawn chain, and no pieces are participating in defense actually, and that's why this f4 move is really very good, rather than playing on a queen side, just taking few pawns or maybe just making a queen. This is what the direct approach is. So I really like this move f4, and now white's intention is to play g4 g5, and surprisingly enough actually black cannot stop by any means, right? There's no defense at all, even though white says after f4 there is going to play g4 g5 next move, but there is no defense as black. So now a b4, and black played queen to c7 and white played g4, a very direct approach. Now rook f8 and now g5. So now edge g5 is forced, FG5, and even here knight d7 is just a bad move because of simple bishop f7, king h8, and knight into f7. So here instead of knight to d7, black is forced to play knight to e4. Just black is ready to give up a pawn to just slow down the attack, but white played bishop into e4, pawn into e4, and now if you take on e4, then black will take on g5, and black regains a pawn with. I mean, still black has a bad position, but okay, at least black will regain a pawn on g5. But here, white choose another beautiful move. Before capturing on e4, white played g6, a good move because now is threatening just to take on f7, and if black takes on g6, now only white will take on e4, so that black has more pawn island in his camp and his king is very weak. E6 pawn remains weak, g6 pawn remains weak, so a good move. And now black played bishop g5, and here queen g6 is also possible, but probably black has to see carefully after bishop to e3. So after bishop into e3, king g2, bishop d4, queen e6 check. Still white is winning, but rather than going into this kind of complication, it is very easy to finish the game without any kind of counterplay, and that's what the white player played. White just played knight to g6 rather than giving any kind of counterplay with bishop into e3. White just played knight into g6. Now rook f1 is forced, rook into f1, and black played rook e1, defending his e6 pawn weakness. And now white improved his bishop with bishop to e5, queen d8, and bishop to d6. Just improving his bishop. Now bishop to a6 and rook f2. Now bishop f6, and white played queen into c6, wins another pawn. And finally b5 is coming next, and two connected pass pawns are there, total domination over the board, and black decides the end of the day. So here it's clearly winning position for white, and white, I mean, the crucial position was this knight to e5. I mean, white spot a very beautiful way to finish. Just knight to e5, f4, and g4, rather than playing on a slow queenside game. So again, we have seen this beautiful game when to push your kingside pawn. So hope you have understand this topic. And if you like my videos, please subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.